Success in business. What does it look like? Relationships. What are you looking for? What are you willing to give? Health. How do you keep yourself fit? Body, mind, and spirit. You're on a journey, and we're coming with. Welcome to Generation We, focusing on the life you're living at work, at play, and with others, inspiring you to reach your full potential. Generation We is sponsored by Red Rock Leadership, hosted by Andrew Mahota, founder and CEO of Newtown Connections, focusing on providing you the tools and encouragement we all need to succeed together. And now, from the Red Rock Leadership Studios in Tampa, Florida, here's Andrew Mahota.
Hey, here we are again, Generation We, the voice for everyone. I am Andrew Mahota, CEO and founder of Newtown Connections. It's a great day here in Tampa. Today we're talking about the balancing act, maximizing your time in a busy world. And I'm here with my good friends, Lauren McComb Chamberlain. She is co-owner of Pure Barre South Tampa and St. Pete. And Julie Tingley, she is ambassador for No Tampa. So today we're going to talk about just how you maximize your schedule. We all have 24 hours in a day. And hopefully you guys get some pointers on what to do to really maximize those 24 hours. So Lauren, you're up first. Tell us your life story in 2 minutes and go.
Lots of pressure there. Well, thank you, Andrew, for having us today. We're super excited to be on. My name is Lauren Chamberlain. I am a mom of 2 toddlers, so life is quite busy. I'm originally from Sarasota, Florida. I've been in the Tampa Bay area for about 7 years now. I own a few fitness studios with my I'm a co-owner, my business partner, Ellie McComb. She happens to be my mother as well. I'm a fitness enthusiast. I'm a mom on the go. I love being busy and just really maximizing my days to the fullest. And like I said, my passion in life is helping others to be the best version of themselves. And I love fitness and health so much.
And we'll definitely get into that today about both the health, wellness, and fitness too here with everything, not just the time management, but everything you have going on too. And Julie, tell us about yourself as well, your life story in 2 minutes. Go.
Thank you for having me today.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. It's good to meet you. My name is Julie Tingley, and I'm a Florida native. So originally from the East Coast, I moved to Tampa 7 years ago. So I am now taking a step away from a medical sales career. I'm home with my 2 little girls. One is almost 5. Her name is Ella. And then Kate is almost 20 months old. I've only recently just come into a really exciting project with a publisher outside of Phoenix, Arizona, to bring No Tampa, a publication and a community for women to the Bay Area.
Perfect. That's awesome. So Lauren, tell us, like I said, both of you guys have so much going on between family life, work life, personal life, and maybe occasionally you guys have 5 minutes to yourself every day. So Lauren, give us your first few tips of, in a given day, how do you maximize your schedule on a day-to-day basis?
Absolutely. That's a great question, Andrew. So, I sit down the night before after I put both babies to bed, and I really map out my day that's coming ahead. So I'm old school. I write everything down in a planner, and I just make sure that, I'm keeping on top of everything. But also it's important to be able to adapt to change because your day can change in a flash of a second. But really to maximize my days, I wake up super early. I try to wake up before anyone else wakes up, and I just go straight to the coffee maker. I just get my coffee going and sit down at my dining room table with my planner and just recap what I have going on for the day. So I make sure I get it all done and execute it properly.
And same question to you, Julie. When you wake up at 4 or 5 or whenever you wake up, I don't want to know, but probably when you wake up, it's probably when I'm going to bed, but.
Right. No. I wish I could wake up early.
Yeah.
I wish I could say those wonderful things, but I'm rolling out of bed when somebody's screaming from a crib or someone's knocking at the door, making the dogs crazy. So I do not wake up early, and but I do plan my day, and I'm not very flexible. So I have to have my day in buckets. So I kind of create my schedule 1 week in advance, and I've learned that by working in social media a little bit. I work part-time for Webhead Interactive. So I know to create content and create my calendar ahead of time. So my day is in buckets, and I just kind of prioritize my buckets as I go. And I know that the taking care of kids bucket's really important. So those times of my day are always a priority no matter what, and there's more structure there. But then allowing myself to meet with women for the magazine or work on social media for this company, those are other buckets that maybe carry less priority because my family at the end of the day is always number one.
And that is a great point of priorities. That we do live in this busy world where we're all getting hit up on social media 24/7. We have friends, family, everyone to take care of. So Lauren, what are your priorities on, when you wake up super early, you got a lot of stuff going on. Tell us like what's most important to you. I mean, obviously family's important, but you again, 7 days a week, 24 hours. How do you work through your priorities every day or every week?
Well, I would say my priorities, like you said, I mean, it is family first and foremost, but fitness and being mindfully fit. So making sure I'm getting my fitness in every day. That's super important to my day-to-day. It keeps me sane, if you will. It's my stress reliever. Really, in order for me to be the best version of myself, the best mom, the best wife, everything that I can be, I have to make sure I'm working out, because that's what like really gets my mind going and flowing in ideas. But just like Julie said, like my day can change in a drop of a dime. I have to stay home all day. One of my children, they're not feeling well, or something happens at work, and you just have to balance and really prioritize your day to day. Anything can happen at a given moment, but I would say like working out is what keeps me going strong every day, because that's the biggest priority in my day, is making sure that I'm feeling my best self.
No, perfect. And you guys have talked about the adapting to change and flexibility. So Julie, can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some stories of how you have to adapt to change, especially when you have two little ones running around the house and dogs and whatever else?
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. We've got a crazy house, and my husband and I agreed as co-partners in this home that I'm going to take over the house and he takes over the outside job, really, until more recently, of course, with the publication. But the way that we adapt to change really is just to be gentle to yourself and be kind to yourself, and just know, having the wisdom that these other things that are on your bucket or on your calendar, on your schedule, you can get to them later. They're still going to be waiting for you. But being able to adapt and knowing that you choose your family or the dog or feeding your husband, those things are always going to be more important. You'll never regret it.
Yes. And just from my own perspective, that, again, I'm just like you guys, entrepreneur, running 15 different things every single day, that I like to plan my week out on Sunday nights. Like, that's my own routine of, I plan my night out from Sunday from 6 to 10 p.m. for the week. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing for the week, so I can hit that ground running at 6 o'clock in the morning on Mondays. So in terms of routines, Lauren, do you have some routines, set routines? Like, I know like the working out and work and family, but does it change every day, or is it weekly, or how does that work with your routines?
Honestly, it can change pretty quickly. Like I'd like to say I try to be as organized as I can, but there's times where I forget to check my planner in the morning, and like I try to every morning sit down, but there's times I don't. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had that on the calendar. Or I try to squeeze a workout in, and then I have to shift gears and make a change last minute. Like I was supposed to have a meeting this morning at 10 a.m. I had to reschedule it, quickly because I had something else come up. So I wouldn't say like every day is picture perfect. It's all mapped out. I fit it in where I can. And there's times where I'm just grabbing a jump rope and jumping in the backyard of my home after the children are to bed because I didn't get a workout in. So it's kind of like every day, just, it happens. It's like, things come up and I have to change quickly, I have to adapt quickly to change. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And Julie, question for you then. So when you became a mom, how did your life change in terms of planning your days out? And again, before you became a mom and entrepreneur, you're doing other things. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of the story of shifting your priorities from being, who you were before you became a mom to where you are today?
Yes. I thought I was so busy before and I had a very, very busy, lucrative career. I was very, very involved in the community. Especially with an alumni group for my college sorority and other community service things that I did. But I felt like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to get, home tonight? It was just a very, very crazy schedule that I kept. But now that things have changed, my busy is just almost welcome. Yeah, I want to be busy because then you remember your blessings. You remember that you're so lucky to have these cute little girls that are driving you crazy and destroying your house. It's okay. It's a nice type of busy. But as far as like keeping a schedule and trying to be organized, it's kind of just who I am.
No, I appreciate that. And that's a very good point, that it is always better to be busy than bored. So if you're ever bored, look at your schedule, figure out how you can be more busier, do something with your life, and get out there and talk to people and make some friends here today.
You're listening to Generation We. Now that you know what we sound like, see what we look like on Facebook at Generation We Radio. Generation We with Andrew Mahota. More in a moment.
Do you own your business, or does your business own you? Imagine eliminating team conflict and having time to work on your business instead of working in your business, and holding your leadership accountable. Red Rock Leadership uses a proven process that helps emerging growth companies identify their vision and create goals so they can do exactly that. As an international sales training and leadership development company, Red Rock Leadership helps business owners and leadership teams prioritize, grow sales, increase profits, and create better leaders. Learn more at redrockleadership.com.
It's tough to be new in town without friends and nowhere to go to meet the right kind of people. Newtown Connections is an exclusive social club for young professionals who are driven, have a positive attitude, and enjoy having fun. At Newtown Connections, pre-screened, highly qualified members make lasting friendships with like-minded individuals and enjoy fun weekly events in a casual environment. Create memorable experiences and genuine connections with young professionals just like yourself at Newtown Connections. Learn more at newtownconnections.com. That's newtownconnections.com.
Credit cards, medical bills, unexpected expenses, overwhelming debt can be an unimaginable burden. The anxiety that goes with out-of-control debt is exhausting and disruptive to your life. Get help today. Call the Debt Relief Legal Group at 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. With decades of experience between them, Alan Borden and his team of bankruptcy lawyers will work hard to help you overcome crushing debt so you can start over fresh. Call 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. That's 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. Not attorney, spokesman. Offices Tampa.
Business, relationships, health. We're getting there together. Welcome back to Generation We with Andrew Mahoda on Facebook at Generation We Radio. Here's Andrew.
And welcome back here. We're talking about the balancing act, maximizing your time in a busy world. And I'm here with Lauren McComb Chamberlain, co-owner of Pure Barre South Tampa and St. Pete, and also with Julie Tingley, the ambassador for No Tampa. And like I said, today we are the voice for everyone, and today's goal is to give you guys pointers and ideas for how do you maximize those 24 hours. And it's not just about staying busy, but being productive. And that is the main point here too, that whenever you guys are out there and about networking, socializing, when you ask people that question, hey, how are you? And people say, oh, I'm really busy. Big pointer I want to put out to you guys, the audience today, is don't say busy, come up with something else. And I just talked about Lauren during the break that, Lauren, what's the word you like to use all the time?
I'm productive.
Exactly. So just that's one of my things when you're talking to people, because we're all super busy, right? We've got 24 hours. You're doing stuff. Julie's doing stuff. I'm doing stuff. Everyone's doing stuff. We're all super busy. That's life today. Yep. So if you want to stand out from the crowd, say something else other than busy. And Julie, I'm going to transition back to you. You were talking about the mom life and being an entrepreneur and, you know, how your life has changed from where you were to where you are today. So I'm curious, like, can you tell us a little bit about what is this No Tampa? You're starting it out, and you're at ground zero today, kind of. Is that where you're at?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's really, really exciting. It's something that symbolizes a movement. So if you look socially or even politically about what's going on with the new age feminism, it's actually got a really positive undertone where it's attracting both women and men alike. So No is a way to capture and really represent the women in our community. So it started out of Phoenix and now has gone to Los Angeles, to New York City, to DC, and then all the way to Tampa. So here we are. It begins as a book. So I'm working with a publisher. But then the women inside the book, the collection, this beautiful, elaborate collection of women, are going to form a community. And it's that one-stop shop networking opportunity of female-led businesses, female entrepreneurs in Tampa Bay to get together, collaborate, really foster the idea of community over competition, and support and empower one another.
And that is a good point. So can you tell us, if someone wants to get involved with this project, where can they go to find out more or reach out to you?
They can email me. It's very, very easy. It's notampabay@gmail.com. And I'm the one that takes all the emails. I'll take the nominations. I want as many amazing women as possible to be represented for Tampa.
Okay, and I'm going to transition that back to Lauren here. So you made a great point that it's about the community here.
Yes.
And I guess you guys tell me, is there a difference between female entrepreneurs and like people like me as a guy, that, you know, is there a competition or is there a community when you're dealing with female entrepreneurs versus females versus males? Like, have you had any experience with that, Lauren, with other people in your network? Or
No, I'd really say there's no, competition between male and female entrepreneurs. Okay. It's really finding like-minded individuals, supporting each other, and being on the same journey and mission to really, build yourself. And, that's what, bringing it back to the word Julie used, empowerment, that's what's so important, to empower each other, whether you're a male or female entrepreneur, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or an entrepreneur. Stay-at-home mom, you are the CEO like of the house. Like, that is the hardest job you can even have. So I feel everyone as a whole just supporting each other, that's what it all comes to. Community drives everything in life, everything.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love living here. I've been here 7 years as well from Indiana, so I can relate. I mean, I'm from Farmtown, and I've been here long enough to know that Tampa Bay works just because it's community. It's a big small town, really. People know each other. You can't really go out without running into someone you know if you've been here for 7 years. So next one, I want to ask you, Julie, on communication. That, again, in today's world, we're all pinged between social media, emails, texts, phone calls, you name it, we have it. What tips or advice can you give people to when they're going through their calendar, plan their day? Like, what works for you in terms of communication with people to make sure that you reach out to everyone you need to every day and you become an effective communicator?
I'm getting better and better, but I still think there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for really maintaining and perfecting communication, because I get a little distracted. I think
we all do.
Right. So I feel like communication, we're losing the sense of personal communication and really like connecting with people personally. I feel like, given the opportunity, perhaps email is an okay way to communicate. That's the best way for me to communicate, and I keep track of that easily. It's easy to document where you've been and where you still have left to be. But I really miss face-to-face communication and really like picking up the phone and talking to people.
So you would say it's not a crazy idea that people should pick up a phone, make a phone call, and actually ask people out for lunch, coffee, happy hour, anything?
Yes.
So listeners out there, take note that this is 2018. It is okay to call people on a phone. And there's more to life than texting or using Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook to message people. That, especially too, that if you do leave a voicemail, please, your voicemail is there for people to listen to and respond to voicemails as well.
Yeah.
And Lauren, similar question to you in terms of your own communication. Like I said, you're managing 2 fitness studios here in Tampa Bay. You're managing your household, everything else, family life. What kind of advice would you have for being an effective communicator in your own world?
Yeah, that's a great question, Andrew. So I am the queen of voice texting. I love voice texting.
That is a true story.
Yeah, he knows that. So I find that voice texting, they can really hear what you're expressing, the genuine behind your voice. And I feel sometimes text can get misconstrued, and I'm all about like the emojis and like putting excitement behind it. So I just love voice texting. It also is a quicker way for me to communicate, because there's times I don't have my hands free. I'm holding 2 children in my arms, or I'm running, chasing them, and I can quickly hold that little button to voice text and it sends right away. And voicemails are great too, but I just find the voice text, they can hit play and it's super easy to get across. I'm better at texting or voice texting than versus email. But really just to keep up, before I go to bed at night, I'll scroll back through my phone to make sure I've replied to everything. But I'm really focusing on the moment I walk in the door with the children, get through dinner time and bedtime, I put my phone down because I want to focus those moments with them. And
that leads me to another question too, that, we all started this year. I'm sure everyone had their own goals for the year. What are your New Year's resolutions? Mine was to have laser focus. And I do think the focus part in being, on top of communication and maximizing your time is a necessary tool. Mm-hmm. So Julie, what about you? Like, what do you think of having focus and how that plays into our lives every day with, again, being distracted 24/7 with so many different things going on?
Right. So I said that I'm all the time. I feel like there's a lot of distraction to take that focus away. But I think being present in the moment is so important, no matter what you do. And I know it's so much easier to say, let's, live today with some purpose. But if you can just be present, I think that will lend to a lot of good things. And whether you had purpose or it was just a moment to breathe, as long as you're in that moment, that's what's the most important.
Yeah, and a very good point too, that being present. A lot of us, you guys see it every day, like when you're out and about having dinner or lunch and you see other people on dates and say, we're on a date right here, instead of looking at each other in eye-to-eye contact, people are down looking at their phones, they're distracted, they're not there. And to me, like, what's the point of going on a date or going out with a friend? You go out to have a drink with a friend or whatever at a bar, and if you're not present, what's the point?
Yeah.
Again, we all have 24 hours in a day, and if you want to go out and say, hey, Lauren, let's catch up over lunch, and if I'm busy looking at my phone and not paying attention to Lauren, like, that's offensive to her for one, and what kind of friendship is that? So that's something else to talk about here too. Just quickly on the health stuff, Lauren, can you tell this audience quickly on where you said you're in St. Pete and Tampa? Just tell the audience like kind of where is Pure Barre exactly?
Yeah, so Pure Barre St. Pete is located right on 4th Street, 38th Ave. It's right on the corner there in the Coldwell Banker building. And then Pure Barre South Tampa is located on the corner of Southdale, Mayberry, Neptune Street. Again, it's a boutique fitness center. It goes over Pilates, ballet, yoga, all into one, low impact. And then we have a cardio-centric class called Empower, which is absolutely amazing.
Perfect. And they can find you on Facebook if they search for Pure Barre?
Yep, just Pure Barre Tampa and Pure Barre St. Pete. And you can find us there. And we're on Instagram as well.
You're listening to Generation We with Andrew Mahoda. If we're connecting with you, connect with us at GenerationWeRadio.com. More of Generation We in a moment.
Red Rock.
You're listening to Generation We. Now that you know what we sound like, see what we look like on Facebook at Generation We Radio. Generation We with Andrew Mahoda. More in a moment.
Do you own your business, or does your business own you? Imagine eliminating team conflict and having time to work on your business instead of working in your business, and holding your leadership accountable. Red Rock Leadership uses a proven process that helps emerging growth companies identify their vision and create goals so they can do exactly that. As an international sales training and leadership development company, Red Rock Leadership helps business owners and leadership teams prioritize, grow sales, increase profits, and create better leaders. Learn more at redrockleadership.com.
Credit cards, medical bills, unexpected expenses, overwhelming debt can be an unimaginable burden. The anxiety that goes with out-of-control debt is exhausting and disruptive to your life. Get help today. Call the Debt Relief Legal Group at 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. With decades of experience between them, Alan Borden and his team of bankruptcy lawyers will work hard to help you overcome crushing debt so you can start over fresh. Call 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. That's 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. Not attorney spokesman. Offices Tampa.
Tired of spam clogging your news feed or wasting time creating posts that never get seen? Take back control with WebTalk. Filter out the noise and get the information you want when you want it. Share your news effectively with your intended audience. WebTalk's communication and relationship management platform is built to help you communicate better and create more success. Join WebTalk today. It's free, but you have to be invited. Webtalk.co. That's webtalk.co.
Looking for a luxury home in South Tampa or throughout Florida? Contact Lombardo Team Real Estate. The Lombardo team harnesses cutting-edge sales technology with a fresh look and feel. Lombardo is the boldest brand in town with celebrity status and a reputation for results. Focused on quality relationships, the Lombardo team possesses unmatched expertise when it comes to listing and purchasing real estate, negotiation, and innovative marketing. Lombardo Team Real Estate at LombardoTeam.com. That's LombardoTeam.com.
Giving you the tools to reach your full potential. This is Generation We with Andrew Mahoda. Online at GenerationWeRadio.com. Here's Andrew.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is The Balancing Act, maximizing your time in a busy world. And like I said, I'm here again with Lauren McComb Chamberlain, co-owner of Pure Barre Tampa and Pure Barre St. Pete, and Julie Tingley. She is the ambassador for No Tampa. And Generation We, like I said, we are the voice for everyone, and our job is to provide information every week, whether it's informational, educational, and hopefully inspirational. And like I said, we're just talking about 24 hours in a day, how are you get to that point of doing everything, and sleeping, eating, taking care of yourself, that mind, body, spirit, that is part of the show as well, that you have to have this balance in life. You can't just work 18 hours a day and survive. So Lauren, obviously you've talked about before being in fitness, health. Tell us, again, like everyone's different. Again, and plus I'm sure people say, hey, I'm too busy. I can't work out 7 days a week like you. But how do people, if they can't work out 7 days a week, like what other advice would you give to people on how do they maintain their health and fitness, even if they can't like even work out 3 days a week? What else can they do to stay active?
Absolutely. Well, it all comes with what you're eating as well. Like that's super important. So healthy lifestyle. I mean, everyone's days are productive and we fit as much as we can and we all fill our plates differently, if you will. But if you really focus on mapping out your meals, like that can be a huge component in your day to day and how you're feeling. I mean, really try to focus on getting at least 2 to 3 workouts in weekly. And even if you have to get at home workouts in, you can do so much stuff in the convenience of your home. But really like focusing on a low carb, good fat, moderate protein diet. And I feel that would really go a long way. And look up a bunch, there's so many great recipes online to focus on that kind of eating style, but really low carb. I follow a keto lifestyle. I'm super passionate about it. It's been a really big component for me in this past year, and it's been a huge shift in my health and lifestyle.
And of course, like I said, I want the show to be informational as well. So again, for anyone listening out there, if they want to learn more about this diet that you're on or the meals that you eat, where can someone go to find out about it?
You can just Google low carb recipes, keto lifestyle. I also do drink exogenous ketones that have become a part of my day-to-day routine in this past year. So really just, Googling, educating yourself. The Ketogenic Bible is a really great book to read. I also just watched a movie in the past few months called The Magic Pill. It was really brought a lot of awareness to me on what foods you should be eating and also raising a healthy household, educating your children and being an example for them. Yeah, leading by example is so important.
It is.
Yes.
And that brings up another great point too, in that for everyone to maximize their day, you have to have energy.
Yes.
And again, I hear it all the time. I'm too busy. I don't have the energy. I'm super tired. And again, whether you're working 18 hours a day or it's the diet or you're not working out or all three, it's a combination of everything that you have to find this energy.
Yes.
And I hear it all the time too. Like people they ask me, Andrew, where do you get your energy from? And again, like I work out. Well, I don't work out 7 days a week. I don't have time for 7 days, but at least 3 or 4 days. But it's also the diet. And Julie, I want to ask you too. Like, you have so much going on. Where do you summon the energy from? Like, where does it come from?
Coffee.
Okay, coffee. Yeah.
Yes.
Coffee and prayer.
Yes. Hey, nothing wrong with
Love
that.
it.
Very simple.
Yeah. But in terms of your own health and stuff, do you have any tips for the audience of, again, not everyone has the time or desire to work out and hit the gym, but in terms of your own world, like what advice can you give to be healthy, stay fit, and just have that energy every day?
So you hadn't touched on earlier in the show about New Year's resolutions. And our resolution as a family, was almost like a long-term goal, was to get outside. And no matter what, just get outside with right now, a ton of bug spray on, but to just feel the breeze and whatever that means, even just kicking the ball around or walking around with your, newly toddling toddlers is good because it's active. But being outside will force you almost to be active and focus on how you feel and focus on movement. So that's what we've been doing as a family.
And that's why we all live in Florida, right? Because we can go outside, even though today is 90 degrees and sunny, and you may sweat a little bit, but sweat is a good thing here.
Yes.
So another thing, I've been to some Tony Robbins seminars with Lauren here, and one of the topics I always like to talk about is that failures are education. And Lauren, I want to go into that a little bit. That again, people may see us on social media that we do different things, and life is perfect, right? That we run our own businesses, as long as with you, Julie, as well. And life is great, family, work, everything's a-okay every single day. Obviously, behind closed doors, social media tells a different story than real life. So Lauren, what stories can you share today that life may not always be perfect, and how do you adapt to change with different things that are shifting? That again, social media says one thing, but behind closed doors, you're managing 15 different things separately.
Yeah, and Andrew, that was so great. Finally, get to meet you in person at the Tony Robbins event this past fall, and Tony Robbins, I love what he says. Life happens for us; it doesn't happen to us. And everything's a choice in life. Like if you want to have energy and happiness, etc. But yeah, I choose to share all positive on social media because that's the message I want to bring across. But yeah, we all have our strifes and struggles. But I would say for me mostly is becoming a mother of two and balancing work life, being a mompreneur, if you will, and then also marriage and home life, etc. I'm learning to be more graceful and not so hard on myself. So my relationship at home with my husband was really struggling, and it's had its ups and downs, but you know what? That's the beautiful part of life. Every relationship that's worth having is a lot of work, But the thing is I was putting so much time and effort only into focusing on, the children and the businesses. And you have to pour into all efforts of your life and relationships. That was my biggest thing, is learning to not be so hard on myself, but also, find the mess in the message, like really delivering that, it's just, finding that, life can be beautifully messy, but you just have to roll with it and grow as you learn, and you're growing each and every day. And I know that I'm not perfect, but each day I try harder and harder to be the best version of myself. But, I've learned to set boundaries, make more time for my family, say no to a few more things, because I love being a yes person, but I can't say yes to everything. And I've learned that. So really focusing on the relationships that matter most in life.
Yes, no, that's a great point too. That I may be a yes man too, but the older I get here, unfortunately, I can't say yes to everything, because at the end of the day, there's not enough time in a day. I don't have people want to have coffee, lunches, meetings. I'm sure you get up on social media like, hey, let's meet up. Then it turns into a sales meeting. You're like, what the heck did I sign up for here? So I do preach that you should be a yes person most of the time, but the older I get, I've learned that you do have to say no and make sure your priorities are in check with the family, and whether it's husband, wife, spouse, whoever it is. So Julie, same thing for you. Like, can you tell us a few stories of any failures that you've had, and like what you learn from those failures of managing family life, work life, and just your own personal time?
Yeah, of course. I have recently been very open about a very big, and we can call it a failure for the sake of conversation, because it didn't go the way I wanted it to. But Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine just ran an article on my background with me trying to re-enter the workforce as a mom that left and took a step back, like a hiatus essentially, and left a gap in my resume to come back to pretty heavily male-dominated industry. And the way that was looked at was a career-limiting move, and that my focus wasn't where it needed to be if I really wanted to be this all-star, national award-winning sales representative that I had been in my past. So it was in that time that I felt like I had failed. Like I had failed my family too, because without this job, what am I going to do with my life? So it was in that failure too that I found that I needed to do something different and maybe take a step away, because there was 2 little girls watching me and seeing how I reacted to my situation. And so it's not like what happens to you, it's how you react. Yeah. And so I found something that made sense with no to really celebrate women and the choices women make with their careers, the choices they make with their families, and that it's okay to still be successful and have it all.
Yeah, and that's another topic here that probably can't talk too much on today, because we only have so much time on the show, but it is a big deal with equal pay today, and especially the respect. And again, it's not fair to you. It's versus me, where I can go have kids with whoever, and they expect you to jump right back into work, and for me, it doesn't impact me because I keep working. Right. So again, probably that's another topic for another day, but it is something that is very relevant today. That your schedules with balancing being a mom is a full-time job, especially if you have 2 little ones at home. You guys do great. I don't envy that role at all, because I'm not to the point in my life yet, but I'm sure I'll get there someday and change in diapers and all that fun stuff. But you guys talked about a good point too of work-life balance. And Lauren, I want to ask you that we all have this idea of work-life balance, but my fiance, she told me today that she was like, well, actually work-life balance is all. What is work-life balance? Yeah. It's all together. We all work, we live, it's all together. So Lauren, like what's your take on work-life balance, and I guess how do you integrate that into your life?
Work-life balance. Well, you have to also make sure you're getting in you time, like to be the best mom you can be, and spouse and friend and sister, all those components. You have to get you time in. So whatever that looks like for you. So whether it's workouts or scheduling acupuncture weekly, maybe a massage once a month, whatever it is, to make sure you're carving out that time for you. I'm really focusing on, I've always been physically fit, but I'm working on getting mentally fit, educating myself, giving myself the tools and resources. That's why we ran into each other at Tony Robbins, those kind of things that really fill your cup. And, I would say like that's where it's at. So making sure you're finding you time. Yeah.
And Julie, what about you? Do you ever have, or do you make time for yourself, or can you tell us kind of on your own schedule, what do you do to have that me time?
So because my husband and I are managing the house together and our family together without any external help at this time, I just have non-negotiables. And we said this up front when I took a step away or when I decided to stay home with the babies, that these few things I have to do like every week or every other week. And so it was just understood. And then I think somebody that loves you and want to see you happy allows you to take that step away. So
yeah, and just for the audience out there, that I think a lot of us, even myself included, where we run, like I'm sure I'm with you, I run at 95 miles an hour every single day. I don't stop. You know, one of the things I say is I can't stop, won't stop. But it is a great point that I do take a break from time to time, and I highly encourage the audience to carve out that 5 to 10 minutes and meditate. And I mean, that's helped me a lot. Just at the end, whether it's in front of the day or at the end of the day, whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning or 11 at night, take that time, take a mental break, get away from everything. Tell your spouse, like, hey, I need a break. I'm just going to zone out and listen to music and give me my 10 minutes of downtime where I can concentrate and just relax. Because again, the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of the day, you got stuff going on. So always remember, you come first, take care of yourself. And again, if you have any mental issues, take a break and go talk to someone too. Get out there.
You're listening to Generation We. Now that you know what we sound like, see what we look like on Facebook at Generation We Radio. Generation We with Andrew Mahota. More in a moment.
Do you own your business, or does your business own you? Imagine eliminating team conflict and having time to work on your business instead of working in your business, and holding your leadership accountable. Red Rock Leadership uses a proven process that helps emerging growth companies identify their vision and create goals so they can do exactly that. As an international sales training and leadership development company, Red Rock Leadership helps business owners and leadership teams prioritize, grow sales, increase profits, and create better leaders. Learn more at redrockleadership.com.
Credit cards, medical bills, unexpected expenses, overwhelming debt can be an unimaginable burden. The anxiety that goes with out-of-control debt is exhausting and disruptive to your life. Get help today. Call the Debt Relief Legal Group at 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. With decades of experience between them, Alan Borden and his team of bankruptcy lawyers will work hard to help you overcome crushing debt so you can start over fresh. Call 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. That's 1-800-DEBT-RELIEF. Not attorney spokesman. Offices Tampa.
Tired of spam clogging your news feed or wasting time creating posts that never get seen? Take back control with WebTalk. Filter out the noise and get the information you want when you want it. Share your news effectively with your intended audience. WebTalk's communication and relationship management platform is built to help you communicate better and create more success. Join WebTalk today. It's free, but you have to be invited. Webtalk.co. That's webtalk.co.
Looking for a luxury home in South Tampa or throughout Florida? Contact Lombardo Team Real Estate. The Lombardo team harnesses cutting-edge sales technology with a fresh look and feel. Lombardo is the boldest brand in town with celebrity status and a reputation for results. Focused on quality relationships, the Lombardo team possesses unmatched expertise when it comes to listing and purchasing real estate, negotiation, and innovative marketing. Lombardo Team Real Estate at lombardoteam.com. That's lombardoteam.com.
Business, relationships, health. We're getting there together. Welcome back to Generation We with Andrew Mahota on Facebook at Generation We Radio. Here's Andrew.
All right, welcome back, guys. This is Generation We, the voice for everyone. And today's show, we are talking about the balancing act, maximizing your time in a busy world. And like I said, I'm here again with Lauren McComb Chamberlain. She is a co-owner of Pure Barre in South Tampa and St. Pete. And Julie Tingley, she is the ambassador for No Tampa. And like I said, today we're focusing on different ways and topics to maximize your schedule at 24 hours. What can you do every day to wake up, hit the ground running, and end on a good note? So Lauren, I'll go back to you here. We were just talking about social media, and that, again, it feels like either I'm like, at least with me, I'm posting stuff, I'm trolling people, messaging people. In a given day, I guess, how important is it to really be on social media? And I mean, do you budget, like, you have to be on social media an hour a day, like in total, between everything you do with Instagram, Facebook, whatever else you have going on?
I do carve out time, owning the two studios.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of clients on Facebook and social media. I love to comment and see what's going on in their life. And like congratulate them. Like I get really excited when I see, milestones achieved in life, or, someone has a wedding or a birth of a new baby, or, a milestone in their career or whatever is happening in their life. So I like to set aside to make sure that, I'm commenting and liking and supporting. Like I love doing that. And then also it helps you keep up with day to day, what's going on in people's lives. Like sometimes I don't even get to see my brothers that often. I get to kind of see what's going on in their lives in social media. Birthdays as well, acknowledging birthdays. But I always will make a phone call for a birthday or make it more personable. I'm huge into writing cards as well. But social media, I love featuring what's going on, in business, and also posting an Instagram story. It's a great way. I love doing Facebook Lives. I think they're so
I've seen some of your videos, just a few.
I love doing Facebook Lives, and I love bringing a positive message out in each one. Like I said, what makes my heart tick is health and fitness. And so if I can, deliver a great, tip or something, to help motivate someone else, like that's what really makes me excited. So.
And Julie, same for you. Again, I don't know you quite as well as I know Lauren, but in a given day, I mean, do you dedicate some time to social media, or how does your own schedule work with scheduling and social media posts and being engaged with, your own community on social media?
Right. So also part-time, I work with a digital marketing company, Webhead Interactive in Tampa.
Okay.
And I do manage several clients' social medias. So it was, my personal experience on social media and networking and staying in close contact with friends is totally different than from managing business. And I found that social media is a wonderful, beautiful thing, but I do spend a lot of time on it because it's also part of a part-time job that I carry as well. And I think like Lauren she's fantastic in Facebook Live. And I think that the future of social media, we're going to find, if we really want to be featured in the page, or if you want your friends to see you, is to go live and do those videos. I think it's important that that is the future of social media too, because that's where your personality really shines, and you can't hide behind some kind of keyboard message or a really fancy picture. Like you can really share more of yourself, and people are looking for that. They do still want that personal connection, even though it is all digital.
Yeah, and just to go on to that point too, in that if you find yourself working a job and you find that time is going very, very slow, my advice to you is that you're probably not in the right job, and you need to be doing something else that's more fulfilling. And I know with people around our own age here in 20s, 30s, and 40s that, again, if you don't have that sense of fulfillment with, you wake up and you dread going to work, then your day is going to drag on, and before you know it, you're like, what are you doing with your life? And again, the whole show, part of the point of the show too is to, again, give people a little kick in the behind and say, look, go out there, maximize your time, and if you're not fulfilled with what you're doing, go find something else. And again, I always encourage people, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's great, just like us three can tell you, but it's also a heck of a lot of work, and there's a lot of glory there, but there's a lot of work that people don't see behind the scenes. And Lauren, just last few minutes we'll go here. What words of wisdom do you want the audience to walk away with anything and everything that you want to talk about? The floor is yours for 2 minutes, and what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I would just say, really, give yourself love, like be easy on yourself and be graceful. If you do want to make a change in your life, and maybe you're working corporate world and you have a burning desire to start your own business or open your own business, whatever your passion is, don't let fear hold you back, because you want to grow. And the way you're going to do that is stepping out of your comfort zone. We all start somewhere. Just to give you a little background, I was a financial advisor for 6.5 years. I had if you will, like a very stable career, but I wasn't happy sitting behind a desk every day wearing a suit. And I had an idea after taking my very first Pure Barre class in my hometown, Sarasota, Florida. I fell in love because fitness was my calling. Mm-hmm. And, I moved to Tampa Bay knowing literally 2 people, opened up a studio. This was the first Pure Barre studio in the Tampa Bay area. And I took a big risk because I left a career, if you will, that was secure. But you know what? I didn't live in fear, and that's all I can recommend to people. And get resourceful. You can do anything you put your mind to. Just think about it's your mindset. It's your mindset and being positive.
Perfect. I appreciate that. And same question to you, Julie. Last words of wisdom. What do you want the audience to walk away with today from learning more about you and your own experiences?
I think to echo what you said, it is all about your attitude. and the way that you perceive things, but you can make a change anytime. Like nothing is permanent for the most part. And especially where we have such a short time in this world, if something doesn't like light your fire every single morning that you want to jump out of bed and go and do, you can still do it no matter what age you are, no matter how many kids you have. Most likely there's something out there waiting for you, and there's still time to reach your full potential to do something that you love.
And I want to touch on that too, that I think a lot of us live in this world that, we're going to be here for forever and ever. And I'm sure like you guys, I can relate that I blinked and here I am today. I'm 37 today, and again, I've been here 7 years, and I literally blinked and here at 7 years.
Yeah.
So just as a friendly reminder, time is not infinite, that you are here for only however long God has intended you to be here, you're here for. And like I said, unfortunately, bad things happen every day. You see it in the news, and you never know. So again, like you guys both said, take a risk, face your fears, go out there and do what you want to do, because if you do make it to be 95 years old and you look back, then what are you really looking back on if you haven't lived a life that you really dreamed of? And this will be the last question for you both. Is I always like to ask, what is your legacy? I've asked you before this question, but Lauren and Julie, what legacies do you want to leave behind each, that when you're 85 looking back and you have grandkids and great grandkids, whatever else, what is that legacy that both of you want to leave behind that everyone will remember you as?
I would say an entrepreneur that gave back to the community. I love giving back to the community, so I do a lot of philanthropic work with Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital. So I would just say well-rounded entrepreneur, hard worker, amazing mother, and be an example for my children. That's so important, and our family.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For me, I would say my legacy was that, or I want it to be, is that I just loved life. And that you could see that in everything I did, in the way I raised my girls, and the way I took care of my husband, and that the purpose that I had in my career moves and the work that I did. So that's the most important, is to be happy. Yeah.
And then, again, you can live anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter. Like before I moved to Tampa, I was stuck in that mindset. I'm from Indiana. I went to school at Indiana University, and I had a degree in accounting and finance. And a lot of us, I tell people when I go out teach people and what I do and about networking and everything else, is that don't get stuck in that mindset that this is my degree. Like you said, Lauren, that I'm a financial advisor. I work in this, and I'm stuck here. You don't have to be stuck anywhere.
Nope.
I was stuck in that mindset. The mindset, that's very critical too. And I want people to walk away today that change your mindset. That if you're not in the right state of mind, you can change it. You can do whatever to break that routine. And again, just because you have a degree in whatever, you can break that and get out and do something else. I'm a CPA, and here I run a social club today in Florida. And what does it have to do with being accounting and finance? Absolutely nothing. Just like, Lauren, I'm sure when you went to college, did you ever dream that you would be, doing what you do today?
I did not.
And Julie, when you were in college, did you dream that you'd be at this point today here in Florida?
No.
Exactly. So that's the whole point, that we all do. We all have our own journeys, whatever it is, and that's life.
Life's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. And you're going to go through life. You're going to have ups and downs, and again, relationships. Like I said, they're work. That it's not always rainbow, sunshines, and unicorns. And just be an entrepreneur. Again, it seems like fun on social media, and you see us, but behind closed doors, there's a lot going on there.
Exactly.
So I'll wrap it up this way, in that, again, my goal for everyone out there is that you have 24 hours, plan ahead, use your calendar, limit the distractions. That we all, again, between emails and texts and Facebook, everything out there's so many distractions every single day. If you get 500 emails a day, then you're going to have to prioritize it, or if you don't respond, I don't have enough time to respond to 500 emails a day. It's just not physically possible. So figure out what's your priority, what is important to you, whether it's family, church, whatever else. Focus on that, take care of business, and enjoy life. Whether you're working 15 hours a day, 12 hours a day, it doesn't matter, but make sure you have that balance between yourself, your family, work, and everything else in between. And like I said, don't be afraid to take a risk. That, again, at the end of the day, are you happy? Do you have that sense of fulfillment? And don't be afraid to go out there and face your fears. So thanks everyone for tuning in today. Again, this is Andrew with Generation We, and thank you so much for Lauren McComb, Chamberlain from Pure Barre, South Tampa, St. Pete, and for Julie Tingley from No Tampa. Check us out. We're on Facebook, Generation We Radio, and Newtown Connections. We're at newtownconnections.com. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to Generation We, coming to you from the Red Rock Leadership Studios in Tampa, Florida, with your host, Andrew Mahota, founder and CEO of Newtown Connections, and sponsored by Red Rock Leadership. Join Generation We online at GenerationWeRadio.com. Find us on Facebook at Generation We Radio. And for more of the topics, tools, and encouragement we all need to succeed together, join us next Saturday afternoon at 1 for Generation We, here on AM 1380, The Biz.